Don't you feel silly? Don't you feel stupid? Don't you feel a little ashamed?
You use TikTok? Normie! I use Reddit, so... I'm sorry, does PewDiePie review TikTok posts? That's what I thought. I'm so sorry I'm not on Twitter or whatever you guys call it. Reddit.
And you don't seem to understand.
Holy fucking shit.
Hey. My people. So, I just wanted to get the gang together early in my tenure to say, yo.
Odłada celo.
Ya, cállate, nadie te va a venir a coger. A mí tampoco, y por eso no estoy maullando toda la puta noche.
Joder, tío, de verdad, es que...
Okay, guys, everybody, if I can just have a second. Some of you may have noticed servers are down, and I'm afraid I have to inform you, you are all dismissed. Yeah, you're all fired. So if you can leave your laptops where they are and hand in your passes, security will be coming around now.
Smoking in England could be banned everywhere after a new government review.
We've normalised alcohol in our society in a way that's deeply unhealthy. I don't think there's been political will to take this on and to change.
Why not?
There is a revenue stream attached to selling alcohol. There is a very strong drinks lobby who want to sell it and whose living and people's livings are made by making and selling alcohols. And I think there has been probably a lack of confidence politically that they could change this without a big political cost in terms of votes.
What's the weirdest thing you've done that you could only tell people anonymously? One time I went outside at like 2 a.m. and put the garden hose nozzle into my a-hole and sprayed some water into it, then sharted it out onto the lawn. Basically gave myself an enema with a garden hose. I kept doing this over and over for a month because it felt good. One day, my neighbor saw me and told my dad, who lived at home at the time. Let's just say it was a weird conversation. I once attended a silent disco event at a park, but I didn't have any headphones. So, I just danced along with everyone to the silent beats, pretending to hear the music. It was bizarre to dance in silence, and I couldn't tell anyone because they'd think I was crazy.
What is the most f***ed up thing you have seen? I saw a man on fire in a car. He was already dead, but the fire was cooking him and he was moving around due to the contracting of his muscles from the heat. It was literally my second call as a volunteer firefighter. Firefighter here, I have seen some shit. Ones that stick in my head are mostly children. I distinctly remember one. His burns were extreme to say the least. All we could do was try and cool them until ambulance arrived. All he could do was howl, a long, guttural wail that I can still hear as if I was there today. He didn't last long. Another was a wildfire body search. Parent wrapping themselves over the young kid to try and save them from the inevitable. The worst part is the way this tortures your mind for years afterward. They become your own children/partner in your dreams, but the memory itself is still there and you know it's not. The lady that jumped over the balcony into the lobby at the Marriott Marquis in Atlanta a few months ago. She hit the kiosk before hitting the lobby floor, which cut her in half, and then exploded when she finally hit the floor. It was pretty crazy.
sadness will last forever. Now why did I think he was laughing at his phone in bed? My friends hate this horse and I don't know why. Picasso's self-portrait at ages 18, 25, and 90. Gonna say it, Picasso did not age well. Look how mad this dolphin is. Getting pretty good at these super realistic pencil sketches. My art at 15 versus 25. She changed her form of art and took on photography. Egg with legs. And I with only emojis, I did it. The longer I look, the more amazed I am. When Dad is allowed to decorate one room in the art museum. The sketches versus the final. You're trying to tell me that's a drawing? No, that's an actual strawberry on a cutting board. Look at this Christmas card I made for my boyfriend. Look at my art skills. My favorites of my pixel art studies. I thought my eyes weren't loading. My mom knew I was sad, so she went out and when she came back inside, she called me up to her room and showed me this. My oil painting of a grilled cheese. My art at 16 versus my art at 24, and here I am putting the sun in the corner of the page. When you're new at art and you can't do perspective. When you ask a first grade class to write letters to people in a nursing home. My dad punched a hole in the wall so my sister framed it like an exhibit in an art gallery to mock him. Bird landed on my girlfriend's head. That ain't no bird, that is an omen of death. He keeps looking at himself in the mirror and crying. I'm deathly afraid of owls. Why are they allowed to do this? I wish owls couldn't fly and this is just how they got around. My dog didn't think he'd have any consequences. About time for him to grow up. Bear breaks into Colorado house and plays piano, but not very well. There used to be a type of crocodile that was able to gallop. Sometimes God looks down like, lol, I play too much, and then presses the delete button. I was peeing and I felt something slap my ass and I looked down and every day I think about this buff cat I encountered last year. Great white shark in South Africa. My dumbass thought it was trapped in an iceberg. Chameleons are fun cause they'll grab anything you give them. I told him I wouldn't throw the stick because playtime was over. Throw the stick, you monster. Y'all got any peanuts? A zoo where visitors are caged. What would you call him? Sir. First and last time I stay at Motel 6. Found this under the bed. He ain't bothering nobody. When were y'all gonna tell me that baby penguins have afros? The harpy eagle. The largest and most powerful raptor found in the rainforest. This bird knows how and when you die.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Pipe down, bitch. Pipe down. Do you want to fight? Do you want to fight? Okay, then. I'm going to get in trouble.
Boyfriend used me all day as his F-toy. When I woke up yesterday morning, my boyfriend wouldn't let me leave the bed. When I tried to get up to make us breakfast, he pulled me back into the bed, got on top of me, and started pounding me. He finished inside me, with his milk dripping from my leg, and after a few minutes I tried to get up again. But again he wouldn't let me. He pulled me back to the bed and pounded me again. After this happened a few times, I was starting to actually get really hungry, and my cat was aching from getting pounded so hard. So after he finished milking me again, and I had recovered enough to stand, I leaped out of the bed and ran towards the door. But my boyfriend was faster, and just as I had made it to the door, he caught me, dragged me onto the floor, and pounded me again. I realized that there was nothing I could do. He was going to have his way with my body, and use me for as long as he wanted, whether I liked it or not. The entire rest of the day consisted of him pounding me, us falling asleep, and me waking up to him pound my cat again. I'm writing this now the next morning as he's still asleep next to me, and my cat is still oozing his milk everywhere. I can't remember how many times he pounded me, or how many times he released milk all inside my unprotected cat. I enjoy this so much, XD. I cannot wait to experience this with 3 men at once. They glory. If you think this is weird, then let me know in the comments under this.
Is this really a picture of Shrek eating baked beans? I love it. I like memes. I like dank memes, the superior kind. I also like dank memes. And I watch Naruto, Jujutsu Kaisen, and pretty much any anime you could think of. And that makes me angry for some reason. I shall remain victorious.
Are you sure about that?
Redception! Life is nothing but endless pain. Here, slap a meme on it, that'll make it better. I guess our efforts are worth this. Psh, bruh. Creeper! Oh no! Creeper. Aw, man. People of Reddit, how much sleep do you get a night? Huh? Sleep? Never heard of such a thing. Sounds kinda spooky.
Panties to school. One time I had a bit of an issue. I got my period at school and there was a minor leak. But bad enough to throw my panties in the trash. Ugh. I always wear a pleated skirt. They move nicely if your bum is still tight, mine is. I had my period and I made a big mistake. White panties, rookie move. I ditched them because I had to. I realized I liked the fresh air feel at my crotch. This was way better. I should have done this years ago. I ended up ditching panties forever. I never wear them. I wear a bra if it's some event where I get too much crap from people. Otherwise, all my parts breathe them. Thank God. My nipples are sorta erect all the time, but that's okay. Sometimes I put a little band-aid over them. I went back to school the next day. Yes, there was a string, but I tucked it up the crack of my bum. I guess my sweaty butt kept it in place. The first time I noticed that someone noticed was when a girl moved her chair around in the cafeteria as I was shifting around. Her chair kept going back and forth as I shifted. I wondered, oh, my pleated skirt. I tried to check what she might be seeing. I turned completely away and saw my bald and wet kitty cat. I didn't know what to do, so I asked my friend if he could borrow me his pants. He agreed, but on the condition that he could put his pee-pee inside my kitty cat. Follow for part 2.
Letting another dude nut in me while texting my boyfriend. A couple of years ago, I was dating a guy for about 7 months. We were meant to go visit my friend together, but he had a lot of studying to do, so he stayed behind and was a little annoyed about it, but I decided to go ahead and have fun regardless. That evening I went out with friends, including a guy who I'd always been pretty flirty with. After a night of partying away and dancing and grinding, I ended up on my friend's sofa chatting with my flirty friend while everyone else went to bed. We'd already been very touchy all night, which only made the tension more intoxicating. He started by playing with my hair before starting to pull me in and kiss me. First my lips, then my neck, then he moved down to my tits and poked them out of my dress. I knew it was wrong and should stop, but the urge to see and feel his cock was just as strong. I stood up and pulled my dress down, flung it to the side, and slowly got to my knees. I undid his trousers and teased him over his boxers with my fingers before I couldn't wait any longer. I pulled him out, shoved him right down into my very sloppy mouth, bobbing my head up and down while face-fucked his dick. I heard my phone buzz once and then again and again, and it pulled me out of my trance. I could see it from the corner of my eye and who it was from. I hesitated for a moment and wondered whether I should keep going as the messages kept popping up. My hesitation didn't last though, as the guy pulled me off my knees onto him, straddling him. In that moment, I felt his rock-hard tip begging to be let into my very wet pussy, so with another buzz of my phone I gave in, lowered myself onto him fully with a huge moan. I rode him non-stop until he exploded in me. Once we finished, I replied to all the messages from my boyfriend while the guy lay next to me. Neither had any idea.
Teased my best friend's dad with my body and let him have some fun. When I first met my friend's parents, I noticed the way her father looked at me. I think he's trying to be subtle about it, and no one else has said he noticed it. But to me, it's very obvious. I feel like I know exactly what he wants me to do. The strange thing is that I actually like it when I think of meeting him. I always wear clothes that show my body. I love teasing him with little skirts and low-cut tops. It's not difficult to annoy him. I just lean forward and stretch to give him a good look at my body. I watched him and found him looking at me and smiling back at the look in his eyes. I may be bothering him by encouraging him and flirting with him like this, but I can't help it. I really love attention. He's obviously much older than me, and I don't think I would normally find him attractive, but I like the idea of him being lustful. For me, it feels naughty and dirty. Sometimes I even think about him grabbing me and grabbing me. I wonder if he would actually do something if given the chance. If you fantasize about it, you'll end up doing it. If it feels so good to tease him, I can't imagine how good it would feel to release his milk. I think I owe him that because I annoyed him so much.
Hi, girl. I just wanted to remind you to like and follow. It would help me a lot.
AITA for despising my mentally handicapped sister? The title makes me sound horrible, but hear me out. My sister is severely autistic. She requires attention almost 24/7 and cannot be left alone. She is nonverbal and cannot take care of herself at all. I was only 6 years old when she was born, and since then I've never solely had my parents' attention. Even since I can remember, the world has revolved around her. I was moved out of my room into the basement at 7 because she needed to be in the room next to my parents. All of my toys as a child were destroyed by her, and my parents simply ignored me when I complained. Even when I was 14 and she destroyed a Mac my school gave me, I was in the wrong. Along with this, I am expected to take care of her and drop everything I do for her. Even when I do somehow get time to myself, I am required to leave if they need me. If I do not, then I am punished. The recent example of this is when I went to see the new Spider-Man movie, and was grounded because I turned my phone off in the theater. It seems as if I am nothing more than a slave to them, and anything involving her simply overshadows me. This last week I was chosen to give a speech at a school event. I was so excited and my parents promised to be there, but they never showed and claimed it was because of my sister. Anytime anything like this happens for me, they are too busy with her. I've held this in for so long and it finally spilled out today. While talking about colleges with my father, he joked that I should get a degree that pays well so when they're gone I can take care of my sister. I don't know why, but this caused me to break down. I cried and screamed about how it always about her. I'm nothing more than a caretaker to them, that they always make it about her and that I'm expected to be her slave for the rest of my life. I've locked myself in my room since then and my parents have not come to check on me. Am I the asshole here?